Okay, so this afternoon I'm going to be demonstrating how to do ESR for you. And what is ESR? ESR is Erythrocyte Sedimentation Rate. We want to do a test that will show us the rate at which erythrocytes, which are red blood cells, at which they sediment. So the materials I will be using, I have the blood samples. I have blood sample A, B, C, and D. And then I have the ESR tubes here. These are the Westergren tubes. That's the gold standard for doing ESR, and that's what we're going to use this afternoon. So we have this cup that we are going to pour the blood inside. It already contains sodium citrate anticoagulant, because for us to do ESR, we are going to need sodium citrate. So the first thing you need to do before you do any test in hematology lab is to mix the sample very well, but do not shake the sample. So this is how to mix the sample. We mix it gently. So now the next thing is to pour the blood we want to use into the cup up till the neck of the cup. So now we have it there. Then this is the cover. You use it to cover the cup. After which you mix the sample with the sodium citrate. But always remember to cover the blood sample that you use. So now this is how you mix it. Ensure that the blood comes into this cap. Then you allow it to flow back inside. You do that like 2 or 3 times for you to be sure that yes, it has mixed very well with the blood. I want to use the same timer for these 2 samples. So let me pour the second one also before I insert the Westergren tube. So always mix the sample appropriately. So now, after mixing, you pour the blood into the cup till it gets to the neck. You cover it, and then you mix it with the sodium citrate. So this is my sample A, and this is my sample B. So in order to avoid mix-up, let me just go ahead and put my label. I already labeled this B, so this is sample B, and then I'm going to label this sample A. So now, how do you carry out the test? So this is the Westergren tube. So this tube is 200 millimeters long. So when you want to do the test, remember to mix well, as I said. So you're going to insert this tube into this cup. So you need to apply pressure. It will pierce that cover because there's a covering there. So it will pierce it. Then you now start inserting it and start rolling it. As you are rolling it, you'll notice, can you please zoom in so that you can see as the blood is coming up. So when it gets to the 0 mark, that's when I'm going to stop. I'm almost there. Now we are there. Then you place it inside the ESR stand because it must be placed vertically. So that's for the sample A. Then this is our sample B. So the same thing, you pierce it and then you push it in gradually. You have to be very careful so that when you get to the 0 mark, that's when you stop, because if you are not careful, you can pass the 0 mark and then it will become useless. That means you have to start all over again and start looking for another blood sample. So now this is our sample B. So the next thing to do is to leave this on the bench for 1 hour. So I have my timer here already. I've set it to 60 minutes. So I'll start the timer. It will start counting down. After 60 minutes, it will start beeping, and then I'll go ahead to read the sample. So I'm going to show you the readings when the time is up. So since I've shown you that, I also want to run these samples, because at the end of the day we're going to read 4 ESR. So let me just do this other two. That will be my sample C and D. I will use the other timer for these two. So that's our sample C. And then sample D. Mix it well. Always remember to label the tubes to avoid mix-up. So that's C and D. So that's our sample D. So it is this lower part where you have 190. That's the one you use to pierce. Don't pierce with this part that have the blue color. So allow it, roll it in. As you are rolling it, the sample will be going up. So that's sample C, and then this is sample D, the last sample. So I have another timer here. So yeah, the timer is already counting down. So I'm placing the timer for C and D here, the timer for A and B on this side. So we're going to wait for 1 hour. After 1 hour, I'll come back to show you the results of the ESR. Okay, so looking at sample A and B, we can see that for sample A, we have a very, very tiny plasma under the blue mark there, and that gives us about 1 millimeter fall in 1 hour. In 1 hour, it's just only 1 millimeter. But in the case of sample B, looking at it, you can see that this is around 80 millimeter fall in 1 hour. When you look at it, you can see the numbers. This is 70, this is 80. So that's 80 millimeter fall in 1 hour. While for sample A, it's just 1 millimeter fall in 1. So we're going to wait for about 5 minutes for the timer of this C and D to sound so that we can read C and D also. So now we want to read the results for C and D. So looking at C, when we look at it very well, you can see that C is around 55 millimeter fall in 1 hour. But in the case of D, we can't even see any plasma at all. So for D, the ESR is 0 millimeter fall in 1 hour. And that is how to read your ESR.